After every fight, every quarrel, every dialogue, this is what we need to ask from God. Dear brothers and sisters, who would not like a life free of struggles? Now, these days we are hearing from the book of Genesis the life of Jacob, a man who struggled all through his life. Even at his birth, it is shown as he was struggling with his brother Esau. And at the conflict of the birthright, again there was a struggle, and he fled from his house to his uncle's house, and there to his struggles with his uncle Laban. Now he is back from his uncle's house, and on the way there is a struggle, a fight with God himself. Something that we really need to notice is that all through his life, whenever he struggled, there was also an accompanying presence of God that always consoled him, and that was a contentment that he received. On the way to the house of his uncle Laban, during his sleep, he dreams and he sees a vision of angels ascending and descending, and he experienced that he is dwelling in the house of God. He named that place as Bethel. Now in today's reading we hear that after the fight, he experienced that he has seen God face to face, and he names that place as Penuel, the face of God. As in the life of Jacob, this is what we need to reflect and take into our own lives, that this contentment of the presence of God is a constant accompaniment that God is offering to us. The same moments of our struggle can be the moments of a dialogue with God, a fight with God, the moments of quarrel with God. We have the example of Jeremiah, a faithful prophet, but time to time he complains to God, and at times he says to God, I will no more prophesying in your name. But again, there is a consolation coming from God. And we have the example of Jesus at the cross, that he also asked God, Father, why have you abandoned me? Dear brothers and sisters, for such kind of a dialogue from our heart of struggle to the heart of God that is looking at our own struggle is the attitude of courage and confidence in God, a deep trust in God. Then we can really dialogue with God. Then we can really in confidence fight with God and quarrel with God for real and true meaning of our struggles. And God, of course, will give us that. In that way, our struggles, whether it be mental or spiritual or physical, it can take us into a contemplative prayer, giving us the meaning of struggle and the lessons that God is giving to us, offering His own presence. But it is in no way justifying the pain that we are undergoing. That is there, and this is the reality, this is the mystery that we are going through. What is the assurance then that we receive? It is that God is really with me. His presence is constantly accompanying me. And then in grace, there is a creative energy that is springing from deep within ourselves. God is not interfering in our life or involving in our life from outside. But by grace, in all our struggles, mentally, spiritually, physically, God grants that courage and faith deep within ourselves. Whether it be in the struggle of temptation, the struggles of our own daily conflicts, and the pain and injuries, the hatred and rejection that we receive, accompanied by grace, we are able to move ahead. At times it is possible that we may be filled with fear and despair, and that is a time that we are burdening ourselves with the struggle of our life. Instead, by the grace of God, if we are able to fill our life with hope and courage and trust in the same God, we will be comforted. We will be also filled with contentment, as Jacob receives the name Israel, which means God contents. After every fight, every quarrel, every dialogue, this is what we need to ask from God, as Jacob did. Give me a blessing. And in the attitude of Jesus, we understand from the cross that after asking God, why have you abandoned me? Jesus says to the Father, into your own hands, Father, I commend my spirit. So, though there is a possibility that we can feel that we may be harassed and dejected as we read in the Gospel, there is a possibility that we can look up to God and we can be filled with courage. And there is a moment that we are recreated and renewed. It is not that in our struggle God has stopped on a point of our journey, sometime so behind, but God is still with us, accompanying in our journey. So looking up to God, let us trust that God is with us, with His grace in all our struggles. Let us offer all our struggles and temptations and our own quarrel with God, that God is accompanying us and He is the contentment of our life in all our struggles.